Welcome to the Richard Stovall Public Library's Coding with Scratch program. Today we're going to learn how to create games. So we have signed in. I'm over here in the corner. Librarian Annie, don't forget to sign in so that we can save this at the end. We're going to learn how to make a sprite, like a basketball, bounce around the stage. So first of all, we're going to put our sprite in here. So I'm just going to click on our basketball. So there it is. And there's the stage area, and he's up there in the stage. So now for coding it, we always have to start with the green flag. When the green flag is clicked, we start. We're going to point it in a certain direction. So let's choose this one. And we'll put it right up underneath the green flag. We can change this number. It doesn't have to go 90 degrees. It can be 15 degrees. It doesn't matter. Then we're going to do a forever. Pull this one over and put it right underneath the direction. And within the forever, we're going to have the ball move 10 steps. So we'll put that in there. And if it hits the edge, it's going to bounce, which is right down here. And we also put it in the forever. Okay, so it will move at an angle of 15 degrees. It'll move 10 steps and bounce when it hits the edge. So we're going to press our green flag to see what happens. It's moving at a 15-degree angle, and every time it hits the edge, it bounces. All right, let's stop that. So now we're going to have two sprites, and we're going to make the sprites react when they collide. So let's get our second sprite. I'm going to get a basketball player. Hannah is a basketball player. You see her little moves here. In her third move, she's got an actual basketball. Okay, so we want to build a script that tells the ball what to do when it hits the girl. So once again, we start with our green flag when clicked. We're going to get a forever. It's right down here. So I'll move the forever over and just join it there. Within the forever, we're going to pull out the move 10 steps. And if on the edge, it's going to bounce again. So we're going to put that in there as well. Then we're going to take a if then. So if I pull the if then over, and we're going to put that within the forever. We're going to choose this touching, and it's the very first one up here, and pull it over and put that within the if then. There's a little section up here. If I just drop it on top of that, it falls within that. And then we need a sound. So if it touches something, it's going to make a sound. And if I just click on this, it's going to make a popping sound. If you wanted to record something instead, you could, but we'll just take the popping sound. I'm going to move that over here and put it down below. So we don't want it listed as the mouse pointer. So I'm going to choose the basketball because Hannah is our sprite that we're building this for. Every time that ball hits her, this is going to happen. She's going to move 10 steps. If it's on the edge, it's going to bounce. If it's touching the basketball, it's going to then play a pop sound. So let's see what happens. Okay, so every time it hits any part of her, it makes that horrendous popping sound. Okay, let's stop that. Now we're going to do it so that it keeps score. All right, so we're going to make a variable to keep track of that score. So we're going to click on variables, which is the orange. Up here where it says make a variable, click on that. We're going to type in the word score, and we're just going to do it for the sprite that's highlighted, which is Hannah. So we're going to keep track of Hannah's score. If you had 2 players in there, you could keep track of both of their scores. We just have Hannah. Okay, so now up top here we have Hannah's score, and it's at 0 at the moment. What we have to do now is add one piece of code in here so that it will change the score every time the ball hits Hannah. So what you're going to do is click on change my variable by 1. So let's just pull this over. We'll change where it says my variable, and we'll click on score. And it will change it by 1. And we're going to put it in here right under the play sound. So if the basketball touches, then it will play the sound of pop, and it will change the score by 1. So let's click on our green flag and see what happens. So every time it hits her, the score changes up top here. All right, let's stop that. So you created a basic game. Now let's explore a new sprite. So let's X off of these. Let's go down here to our sprite and choose a new one. Let's choose Jamie. Okay. Now they say it's referred to as costumes. It might not necessarily be a physical costume, but just movements. Jamie will do something different. So what we're going to do is so for our coding, we're going to start, of course, with our when clicked button. All right, so we've got our green flag. We're going to do a forever. Pull that over. We're going to do a motion. I'm going to do a next costume. Okay, so we have our green flag button. We've got our forever button. We're going to choose next costume. We're going to put that within the forever. And then we're going to choose wait 1 second and put that within the forever. And let's see what happens. So we're going to click our green flag. Oh. Okay, Jeff, we're going to start from here. So next we're going to explore a new sprite. So we're going to create a new sprite. We're going to go down here. And I'm going to go down and choose Jamie. All right, and we're going to see, we're going to make a script that's going to change and switch between costumes. And by costumes, doesn't necessarily mean his outfits. It's could include what he's going to do. He could move, and this is what Jamie will do, is going to move. He's going to be walking. So that's what we mean by switching between costumes. Okay, so for our code for this, we of course have to start with our green flag. So we're going to pull that over there. We're going to get a forever button. Pull this over and attach. We're going to click on our looks, and we're going to choose next costume. Bring it over and drop it into the forever. And we're going to choose, wait 1 second, put that in the forever. So basically what this says is once you've clicked the green flag, it's going to do one costume, it's going to wait a second, and then switch the costume again after that 1 second. And that's going to keep happening over and over. So let's hit the green flag. Okay, so he's walking. And that's every second it changes. We can make this longer, which is really slow. You wouldn't think that 3 seconds is so slow, but it is when somebody's moving. Or to do it faster, we could do 0.5, half a second, which is more of a normal pace. All right, so that's how you can play around with your sprites. So that's how you create a game, a basic game. Play around with it, try it out, and join again next week for another lesson on Scratch.